Welcome to the Carlo Show. In this podcast, I'll be sharing conversations with amazing guests from all walks of life, sharing their stories, their tools, tips, and wisdom to help you level up in your life and leave you inspired, as well as leaving you better than you were before. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy this episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Carlo Show, and with a heavy heart, I announce that this is the last episode of the Carlo Show. It has been such a big decision to make, and one that, don't get me wrong, I've thought about for a long time, and you know, it's been a wild journey. I think it's coming up to nearly 5 years of consistent podcasting, and that was through obviously the Conscious podcast to start with, and then the shift at the start of the year, which then shifted into the Carlo Show, and now after a lot of thinking, a lot of feeling like a bit of misalignment, and a lot of bringing together what does the next 5 years look like for me, the decision was made to step away from this channel and to almost close the chapter on it. It's not that, you know, there's a bad reason. It's not that there has to be a bad reason. It's just, you know, when you get to a point where you feel like the chapter needs to close or the door needs to close, and we need to let that thing be what it is so that we can step into the next part of our lives. That's what I'm feeling. And it almost feels like a big part of me is dying in that process. And I think that's what made it so hard when I was thinking about it, was like, no, I'm known as, you know, the Conscious Podcast or the Carlo Show, and especially because it was my name. And I think now, sitting back and looking back, I was like, well, looking at the brand that I want to build, the community I want to build, and my book coming out next year, everything needed to align, and everything needed to come together, and to make it more simple for me, but also to make it more impactful for all of you. And I think in these times when we do feel that, it could be, you know, ending a job or ending a relationship or ending a career path that we're going on, we do feel that loss of identity, and we do feel like, oh, am I doing this because I'm quitting? Am I doing this because of, you know, I'm giving up on this dream? And it's like, no, like I achieved many things that I wanted to achieve on this path, on this journey. Like, I look back at all the episodes, and you know, 5 years is a long time to be doing anything. Like, think back, when was the last time you did anything for 5 years? And what that has given me, man, it's given me so much in terms of my growth, in terms of developing me as a person, and developing into the person I want to be, but also so many beautiful connections, so many friendships, so many interesting points of view that have taught me so much and helped me with my self-awareness, but also with growing me as a you know, public figure, and getting myself out there, connecting with people all around the world. And those data points have shown me that, one, I can do anything I set my mind to. Well, really, those data points have shown me that anyone can. So the data points have showed me that, one, you can do anything you put your mind to. Whether you're an absolute amateur at what you're doing and you have no idea what you're stepping into, if you commit to it, and commit to learning, and commit to growing, and not an overnight success, but commit to a long-term vision, you can and will get better at it, and learn it, and become really good at it. And that's what happened over 5 years of podcasting. I got better at speaking, got better at articulation, got better at interviewing people, listening, but also creating questions that bring a lot of tangible impact to people. The second one is that if you give something enough time, it will lead you on to new paths. Like, I didn't know that I was going to start a community 3-4 years ago. I didn't know that it was going to lead to live events, retreats, an app, all these beautiful things that I do now. Like, it just, I couldn't have fathomed it back then. But because I did something and actually committed to it, and it was something that I knew things that I wanted to enjoy, things I was good at, things I enjoyed, and I mixed them together, and I was like, podcast, that kind of works. And over time, I'm where I am now, and it's no, like, I don't sit back and go, oh, why did I get pretty good at this? It's like, no, I put in the work, and now look at what it's created. And now there is a little bit of, I guess, hesitancy in a slight form where it's like, oh, well, what's this path going to be like? It's completely new now. I'm obviously shifting from this platform to another. But that's okay. I know if you're listening to this right now, come join us on the new podcast. Like, it's all going to be the same wisdom, tools, tips, and inspiration, but just in a different brand and a different energy and a different vibe. And I think it was really important to notice that was happening, and notice, was I fully in this? And for the most part, yes, but especially towards the end, I was like, something needs to switch up, something needs to change, and something isn't aligning with everything else. And now I'm super excited for where this is going and what I'm creating, and the community and all of you that will be joining me, because it's not just a podcast. It then goes into creating that community on a global scale, creating impact and inspiration on a global scale through my masterminds, through my programs, through my events, through my book, through YouTube, through everything that I do. And once I went through that period of like, I don't know what's happening, and why doesn't it feel as good right now, to come out the end with that clarity. And I'm going to point out here that I asked for help. I rang a mentor of mine and was like, something's not right here, and it's not aligning. I need some support. I need a different point of view, because I can do it for everyone else, but when it comes to my stuff, I'm too attached to it. I'm too emotional to it. And asking for that help gave me the clarity that I needed to see the vision for this and take those next steps. And this is me putting a line in the sand and being like, what's happened over the past 5 years, I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much, all of you, for all your support, for all your downloads and your comments and shares and all those beautiful things. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am so grateful for you and for what the past 5 years has created and brought into my life. I'm so blessed that I committed to that journey, and I can't even sit here and be like, fathom what 5 years of running this podcast has done for me in my life. It's been a huge part of me, and now to let that go is a bit tough, but I know it's being sent off in the most beautiful way, and also opening a new door for me, a new chapter in my life. So if you're going through that right now, I feel you. Reach out for support. I'm here. But also on top of that is get ready. Get ready for the new. One thing in life that's constantly happening is change. And change is a good thing. We need to change. We need to evolve. We need to grow and adapt to certain times and situations. And for me, this is that next step. This is that next change. And I'm super excited about what the future brings in the next 1 to 5 years with the new branding, which is, well, the podcast is called Live, Feel, Be Inspired. And what I want to do with this podcast is share inspiration in your life so that you can live inspired. Do things that inspire you. You can be inspired in your daily life, and you can become better with inspiration as well. And I can't wait to share with you all the epic interviews and everything that's coming up. If you're listening to this in the week that I release it, we have a live show Friday the 18th of November to launch it with 3 epic guests. I'll leave some links in the show notes to go check that out. But if you're listening afterwards, thank you. And thank you for all the support. And know that whether you're in this stage in your life as well, where something's ending and something's starting, feel all of it, the nerves, the anxiousness, all the things, but know that you taking the next step is the right thing to do, and that you are so supported, and that, you know, if you ever need any inspiration, you know where to come to. I'm not changing me as a human, it's just switching brand right now, and I'm excited for that future. I'm inspired to share more. I can't wait to show you all the things that I'll be doing, and getting out there more regularly, more consistent podcasts, a couple a week, so that you can keep inspired, so that you can live inspired and tune into inspiring content on a daily basis. So again, I've said it many times. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all of you. It's been an incredible journey. And now we close this door on this chapter. These episodes will still be available for some time, but please come support me in this new venture. Live, Feel, Be Inspired podcast on all platforms. Come to my Instagram, come check it out. All the links will be there as well, and hope to connect with you over on there. Take care, everyone, and remember, be kind. Peace. Thank you for joining me in that incredible episode and conversation. I hope you got so much value from it, and what I want you to do is to make note of what stood out for you and start to implement that in your life. That's how we make changes, and those changes will then change our life. If you want to connect with me and the podcast, just go to my Instagram, Carlo_Cirillo. Check out all the show notes below for any links or notes that I've taken from this specific episode. And I cannot wait to share more conversations with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and leave a rating and review. That would mean so much to me. So grateful for you. Take care, everyone. Peace.